Okay, I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Fadi Ghosn, who is the Head of Recognition, Careers and Alumni here at RCSI Bahrain. In his part-time, he is a head master chef in Bahrain, I believe.
Thank you very much, Adam. Yes, I do enjoy a bit of cooking here and there. Good morning, everyone. And I'm joined here with Mr. Adam Wallace, who is the Head of Marketing, Communication, Student Recruitment and Admissions. And he's an avid golf player, and I hear you're pretty good with the piano, Adam?
Not quite a professional, as has been mentioned on a few of these cue cards, but I do okay.
Excellent, that's very good. So Adam, my first question to you is, where do our students come from and how many apply every year?
So it's quite an interesting dynamic. It depends on which program they're applying for. Our School of Nursing is predominantly Bahraini. So we have a lot of the students here that are working in partnership with our partner hospitals. So the predominantly would be Bahraini for our School of Nursing. But for our School of Medicine, it's actually very, very international. So we're about 65% international. We have students from 49 different nationalities that join the program each year. So we have a really eclectic mix here from students coming from all over the world. Now, there are students that are living within the GCC from various different nationalities, as well as students coming from far afield from their home countries. Our main sort of area where students would come from would be the GCC in Jordan, but we also have a large group joining us. About 10% of our intake each year come all the way from North America. So we have Canadians and students from the USA as well. So it is a really eclectic mix, and it really helps us get a really strong international feel here at the university. In terms of the applications, we have about 1,500 to 1,600 applications for our programs each year. In terms of undergraduate medicine, we take in around 270 new students each year across our 3 entry points. So it's looking at a sort of 5-to-1 ratio of application to acceptance to offer in our place here in the School of Medicine. And for the School of Nursing, we have about 400 applications each year to about 120 students. So again, about a 25% strike rate there from application to registered student.
That's excellent. And just the students who come from North America, are some of them straight from North America and never been to this part of the world before?
So it's a really interesting mix, actually. We get a lot of students that have North American origins that live within the region that choose us as their tertiary education provider. We also have a large group of students, as I say, about 10% that come direct from North America each year. Now, some of them have affiliation to the Middle East or to Bahrain itself, but then you'll also be students that have worked with one of our partners that advertise RCSI Bahrain in North America to see that we are the provider of choice for them and actually apply directly. So we have some students that have never been to the region, have done all of their secondary education in say, Canada, and then apply directly to us each year.
Excellent, very interesting. Thanks, Adam.
So Fadi, as I mentioned, you look after recognition, careers and alumni. So obviously this involves a lot of international outreach and developing partnerships around the world. So how does the university develop its international relations and its outlook?
Excellent. Thanks, Adam. And that's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. I mean, developing international outreach and outlook for the university is very important and crucial, especially for an institution like RCSI Bahrain, due to our links with RCSI in Dublin and given the fact what you just mentioned about having the number of international students here. And for an institution like young like RCSI Bahrain as well. So we employ several strategies and initiatives to ensure this. And to sum it up, some keywords of these strategies or initiatives would be collaboration, engagement, making sure that we engage with our stakeholders, partnerships, and a lot of planning, of course. And along the way, of course, we sort of adapt these strategies and initiatives just to make sure that we are always up to date and we provide our students and graduates with the most up-to-date information and that we're always on track. We have several partnerships with institutions around the world to make sure that our medical and nursing students get the best opportunities when they're going on clinical and research electives or rotations. For example, our medicine students get the opportunity to rotate at prestigious institutions in the US, Canada, the UK, the region here, and we also have agreements with institutions in Asia, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
We have students who go to Japan, and we are preparing for a group of students to go to Kochi Medical School in Japan just this summer. for their clinical electives. And we also have agreements with places in Taiwan as well for our students. Now, the nursing students get the opportunity to go to places like Keele University in the UK.
Yeah.
We've had several groups of students who went there, and the feedback was fantastic, and they had a great time. And we had students from Keele University, nursing students from Keele University, who came to RCSI Bahrain and spent 4 weeks here at the university, and that was a great opportunity too for them as well. And we are in the process of signing an agreement with an institution in the US for nursing students to go to Regis College, and hopefully that will be up and running for them very soon. In addition to that also, both medical and nursing students have the opportunity of going on international community engagement trips as well, to places like Tanzania, Vietnam, Mongolia, India, and just to let you know that on Saturday we have a group of medical and nursing students going to Tanzania for a week, so that's going to be very interesting.
That's amazing. Oh, fantastic. And obviously, you mentioned some really wide reach there that the students have. I think it's fantastic they have opportunities all around the world. You talk about these partnerships and some key destinations they may go to. Is there any names you can drop of some sort of the institutions that we have affiliations with?
Absolutely. We have an agreement with Leahy Hospital and Medical Center in the US, and they take a good number of our students every year for electives. We have an agreement with the University of Alabama, Johns Hopkins University, and University of Toronto, Sick Kids Hospital in Canada as well. So, yeah.
Some really prestigious institutions.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So, Adam, in your opinion and your interaction with candidates applying every year and talking to counselors at the schools, what are the 3 top reasons why students should choose RCSI Bahrain over other institutions in the region?
So I'm sure there are many individual factors that students will take into account, but essentially I think the 3 key unique selling points for RCSI Bahrain and why they could be a really good choice for students is firstly the strength of our degree that they're awarded upon graduation. So the recognition of our degree, when students graduate, they're not only awarded a degree from RCSI Bahrain, they also receive a parchment from the National University of Ireland as well, which is internationally recognised worldwide and can facilitate global mobility after graduation. So it gives those students a real good opportunity to actually go and pursue a career in healthcare in international destinations after graduation. I think one of the most important parts for that is that the institution as RCSI Bahrain is a degree awarding university in its own right, as recognised by the HEC. We're also accredited under the Bahrain Quality Authority, which is recognised by the WFME, which also gives those students, again, that opportunity to go further afield, such as the US and Canada after graduation as well. And we do see a number of those students, as I'm sure you know, looking after our alumni, going there each year. I think the second point that I think most people feed back to me and what I find is the strongest value here is that a lot of students, especially within this region, are looking for an international institution. They want to go have an international environment. They want the real university campus feel. We have a purpose-built campus here in Busatin, here in Bahrain. We have, as I mentioned, students from over 49 different nationalities joining us each year, and that eclectic mix gives a really multicultural aspect of a university and gives a university that really international feel, but the proximity is still close to home. So students have that opportunity to actually gain the international university experience, but they can still remain within the proximity of their own home, so they're not too far away from friends and family. So during holidays, it's easy to transition back to and from home. They also have opportunity to bring their family out to visit the university as well, and they get to enjoy Bahrain life. I think for me, the third aspect, and again, what I think is most prevalent when we talk to the students once they've joined the program, is the level of clinical exposure they get throughout our medical program and our nursing program. So we have some outstanding facilities here on campus. As you know, part of the campus is a clinical simulation center. We have clinical sites close by in some of our partnership hospitals and buildings, and we give students a real good opportunity to gain real world experience, but in a safe and controlled environment. So they start in the clinical simulation center, they start using the anatomage tables in our labs, and they start transitioning then throughout the programs into the real world environment through our partnership hospitals. One of our key partners, the King Hamad University Hospital, is actually right next door to our campus, as I'm sure you know. But for everyone, it's, there's a joining gate. It's very easy access. It's one of our key teaching hospitals. And then we have opportunities at other various sites in Bahrain through our partners as well. So I think that clinical exposure that gives students an opportunity to train in that safe and controlled environment, hone their skills, and then take that into the real world environment is a huge benefit and huge advantage for students. And I think that's why a lot of students do choose RCSI Bahrain as their first choice university.
That's excellent. Thank you, Adam.
And then, final question for you, then, Fadi. I mean, we have, as you look after alumni as well as the recognition in the careers. So, how many alumni do we currently have today? We, as you can see from the signs here, in our 20th anniversary this year. So, 20 years since we started in RCSI Bahrain. So, how many alumni do we have today? Where are they located, and what do they do?
So at the moment, we have 3,062 graduates, to be exact,
Wow.
from 14 cohorts since 2010, when it was our first graduating class. Our alumni are made up of 54 different nationalities and are currently located in 39 countries around the world,
Wow.
across 6 continents, which is fantastic. And the network keeps growing and growing. The largest cohort of our graduates is currently located in Bahrain, followed by the UK. Given, of course, the degree that our students get and the reputation of the university and the fantastic education and the quality of the education here and the standard, our graduates have been successful in matching into fantastic places in the US, in Canada, and to some prestigious institutions there, and have been doing really well. Ever since 2021, when we also got our recognition by the General Medical Council in the UK, which exempted our graduates from having to sit the PLAB exams, which is required for licensing in the UK. That has been fantastic news for us and for our graduates, and has opened up the opportunity of going straight to the UK without having to wait a year after graduation to take the licensing exams, which is excellent news for them. And that's why we have more and more of our graduates going to the UK. And of course, the match that we have in the US and Canada is also really going really well. So that's really good news for us, and we're very proud of all our graduates. And what we tell our graduates is that once you're done with the program here and you get your degree, it's not over for you. I mean, the relationship with the university continues. And the fact that we have careers and alumni sitting together here at the university in the same office has been really good for us, because we build the relationship with the students while they're at school, at medical school or nursing school, and then after they graduate, they know us. So it's very easy to engage with our graduates and get them to support the university and give back to the university. And we have them come back for alumni talks, do pathway talks, and also support student recruitment and admissions. And they're always happy to support us with any of the events that we have in their countries, when we do reunion events and alumni events. So it's always good to maintain that relationship with our graduates.
Absolutely.
And give back to them, and they're always happy to give back to the university as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I can attest to talking to new students coming into the program, how valuable that first-hand experience is from the students and the alumni that have sort of walked that pathway. So it's incredible support that your team offer.
Absolutely.
I believe we have a secret question to answer. So I'll allow you to do the honours.
So the question is, what advice do you have for students applying to medical school?
What advice do I have for students applying to medical school? Well, luckily, I actually do have to give advice to students applying to medical school most days. So one of the biggest things I would advise to students is to make sure it's the right career for you. One thing we're passionate about at RCSI Bahrain, especially with our student recruitment aspect, is ensuring that students are making the right choice for them. A career in healthcare is a lifelong vocation to learning, and they need to make sure that they're fully aware of what that career involves, and it's something they're passionate about. Because at the end of the day, when the times get tough, if you're not passionate about that, that career choice, then it's something that you're going to really struggle with. So what we really advise students to do, especially if you know that it's right for you, it's your passion, is go out and get real world healthcare experience. It's something that's really, really important these days in the application process, and determining whether students will be successful through that process is what real world healthcare experience do they have that helps them understand and know that this is the right career for them. It gives us a good understanding then of what their motivation is, making sure that it's intrinsic, that they really are passionate about this, this vocation, this career, and then also can help them understand a little bit more about what the role of a doctor or a nurse is really going to be like. So I would advise any student that's looking at pursuing a career in healthcare is to go out and get real world experience. There's different ways in which you can do that. It is quite difficult. I do understand that many students, do struggle to get internships or being able to shadow, say, doctors or nurses. But, even just going out and speaking to your own GP, or speaking to nurses or someone that that may be involved in that healthcare setting, they're all there to help. It's the career they've chosen, so they'll be more than willing to help and give you advice. So just making sure that you've done your due diligence, making sure it's the career for you, and then get that real world healthcare experience just to strengthen that CV when you apply.
Absolutely, that's really good advice, Adam. My advice to students would be fairly similar to yours, Adam, and I think being passionate about the career that you're going into is really important.
Sure.
And not doing it just because you're pressured or just you feel that my parents were doctors or nurses and I need to get into the same career, I think is a good reason, but not good enough to pursue it and go into it for your future. I think the fact that get real life experience is also really important. Shadowing is really important, but also doing your research well in advance and making sure that medicine or nursing is right for you. And it's not only about the career or the profession, but also about the institution. It's not only about RCSI, but in general, wherever you're applying, just make sure you choose the right institution before you do apply. And the other advice would be do your research about what it's like to be in medical school or nursing school, but also think about the career after medical school and nursing, and make sure that you are prepared and you understand what is required of you when you want to apply to work in these places or to become a doctor later on, and think about the specialty very early on. We are available in the Careers and Alumni office. I'm sure that your team are also available to chat to any of the candidates to support them with this, and we're happy to put them in touch with any of our graduates as well, just to discuss their futures and what it's like to be a medical student or a nursing student, and then later on a healthcare professional.
Yeah, absolutely. The sooner you can start thinking about it, the better, really.
Absolutely. It's never too late.
Brilliant. Right. Well, thank you for the discussion. It's been delightful. I believe we're opening a surprise gift now. So what have the team treated us to today?
Is it safe to open? Oh, this is really nice.
It is my award that went missing during COVID for Inspirational Leader of the Year. So I'll have to thank Gary Brady for organising that. But that's really nice. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
It's fantastic. I mean, this brings back memories. It's a fantastic photo of our founding president, Professor Kevin O'Malley, who I consider to be my mentor, and Dr. Faisal Musawi, who was also the president here at the university. And I'm guessing that's me, but much younger. But this brings back memories. Fantastic. Thank you very much for this, guys. I'm going to frame this and put it up in my office.
Really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Thank you, Fadi.
Thank you very much, Adam, for your time. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Absolutely.